Marriott International has a long history of working with people with disabilities and people of determination. Our founder and chairman, Mr. Bill Marriott, had a son who had a degenerative illness which took his vision and hearing throughout his adult life. So this is something that is very near and dear to our hearts as a company. And I just briefly wanted to share a couple initiatives that we've been working on, which I think could be of interest to everyone, and we look forward to rolling some of these things out as well. The first initiative is called Rooms for All, and what we've done in the United States at our headquarters in Bethesda is we have worked with several organizations, the first one being Disability IN, which really pulls together all sorts of organizations throughout the United States to work with people of determination and disabilities. And we brought these people into our headquarters and had them help us develop rooms for the future. I think that's a really exciting initiative, and I think it's great that we kind of took it out of the designers' hands and put it into the people that are actually the users, which is really what the important piece is. And I hope that we will be rolling this out in the near future. I know we've been working on it since 2020, a project that we undertook during the pandemic. So please stay tuned for that. This will include space for wheelchairs as well as different technology to help people and support people with hearing disabilities, vision, and anything that is available to us to make your stay more comfortable and to make sure that we are inclusive and open for everybody. Another extremely important initiative, which I was able to take part in when I worked in the United States, is called Bridges from School to Work. And this was again founded by the Marriott family, and it's an organization that's over 30 years old. And what we do is we take children with disability, teenagers, young people, and we take them in and we train them, and then we find job placement for them in our hotels. It's a very rewarding opportunity, and like I said, when I worked in New York City, I was able to take part in that and make sure that we brought people into the hotel that could bring in a different perspective and to really help us and support. But what that does too, and I think a really important note on that is that the transformative power of a job is one of the most impactful ways to serve people with disabilities. And from my experience, people that I've worked with, the ability to come in and be able to produce and do a job and be independent and take care of themselves was a huge win and a huge benefit for us. Currently, we've placed over 20,000 people throughout the United States, and I'm happy to say I heard some comments about possibly some things put on delay during COVID, but during the pandemic, Marriott took the initiative to, since we couldn't do hands-on training with these guests or these associates, we created a virtual training where people could continue this training at home, so when the market does reopen, we were able to get out there and bring people back into our businesses. So something I'm very proud of, and it's something I'm very pleased that I work for a company that shows that initiative and has that focus. I would lastly, I'd really like to thank His Highness for his support. I've had the privilege to work with him for 13 years now, I believe, and I can tell you this event wouldn't be where it is today without his support and his focus, and I'm grateful that you share that vision with us, and thank you very much. In closing, I'd like to share a real quick thought from our chairman, Mr. Bill Marriott, and it is, I encourage every company to power their recovery with inclusion. Not only is it the right thing to do, but it's also good for business. This is great. There's great talent out there, and it's everyone's advantage that the right people are hired for the right jobs, regardless of abilities. So I want to thank all of you today for your support for this summit. Collectively, I think we can make the world a more accessible and inclusive place for everyone. Thank you.